In Chapter 2 of Invisible Man, the narrator attends the college to which he received the scholarship. He's honored to be there and filled with a sense of purpose and responsibility, and he describes the beautiful campus and a bronze statue of the college's founder that depicts the founder lifting a veil off the eyes of a slave. As the narrator remembers it now, he isn't sure whether the veil was being lifted or lowered more firmly in place. In his junior year, the narrator eagerly takes a job chauffeuring Mr. Norton, one of the white trustees of the college, hoping the wealthy philanthropist will like him and maybe even reward him. Mr. Norton has some spare time before his next meeting and asks the narrator to drive him around campus. Mr. Norton becomes interested in the old log cabins he sees when the narrator drives, at Mr. Norton's behest, through the outskirts of town. Mr. Norton becomes particularly interested in two pregnant women he sees. Now the narrator knows who the women are, and he hopes desperately that Mr. Norton won't ask questions. But Mr. Norton does, and the narrator reluctantly tells him that Jim Trueblood, a local who was once beloved at the college and who would occasionally come and sing at the campus chapel, impregnated both women, his wife and his own daughter. Mr. Norton cannot contain himself, and he demands to speak to Mr. Trueblood. He approaches Trueblood, furious, and demands an explanation. Jim Trueblood dramatically recalls the story. His family was huddled together in one bed to keep warm, and he had a vivid dream in which he was making love to a girlfriend he had when he was young, but when he woke up, he was horrified to realize that he was having sex with his own daughter. His wife then woke up and beat him senseless. Now Trueblood can't believe how the experience has changed his life. Since then, whites have been giving him work and charity to help him support his family. Mr. Norton, after hearing the story, shakily pulls a $100 bill out of his wallet and hands it to Trueblood to buy toys for his children before stumbling back to the car, traumatized. Norton's fascination with Jim Trueblood's incest story tells the reader a lot about his character. Trueblood's story reminds readers of the myth during segregation that black people, especially men, needed to be separated from white people because they were dangerous. Segregation laws perpetuated the racist caricature of a black savage, an animalistic, violent, sexually powerful black man living outside civilized society. Uneducated, alienated Trueblood has mastered the art of storytelling, and it's clear he's told this story many times, perhaps even embellishing and polishing it to suit his audience. Trueblood uses the story to his advantage, knowing that the white benefactors are only interested in saving the lowliest blacks. Although Norton's donations to the school seem charitable, he's simply feeding his own narcissism. He is not actually interested in bettering anyone's lives. He's interested in creating a grand legacy in which he is perceived as a generous white savior, lifting the black race out of darkness. The narrator blindly follows Norton's orders, hoping that the rich white man will bestow gifts upon him.